Today guys, we are going to do something interesting, and by the end of this video you will understand some things Adobe XD can do, and in a very easier way. So we are going to create this app right here. We'll be creating the intro so that when you click to continue, it will take you to the main page like this. So we're just doing this page just to showcase any item. You can use shoe, you can use clothes, you can use food, any items at all. So just your clients or anybody that will be using the app will just be scrolling through to choose a specific one, whether he or she will like it or not. Okay, so we will be creating this beautiful app here. We'll be adding the JavaScript, which is called Prototype when it comes to Adobe XD. Okay, so stay tuned and let's get started. Now, these are the items that we are going to be using. Okay, as I said earlier on, if you want to download any icons at all, just head over to Google Icons and then download most of the icons that you know that it will help you when you are doing this kind of works like that. Right now, this is a PNG image. Okay, they are individual, but I just grouped them. All right, so make sure you have a PNG, either food or any items or shoe. Make sure you have no background. Make sure you have no background behind that specific image. All right, and then we'll be using the logo and also the bar, which displays the time. Okay, it displays the time and the battery percentage and stuff. Okay, and then we'll be adding this. We'll be adding back and share button right here, and also the text for the item. Okay, the name of the items and the description of the items, and also we'll be adding the star rated for that specific item, and then the buttons that we're going to be using to scroll through the items. All right, and also the like button right here and the cut button. So if you watch the cut button right here, all right, it's two items together. All right, so a circle and a heart. Okay, so just draw your circle, give it a small shadow, and then put your heart on it. Okay, same way applies to the cards. All right, so if you look at this left side here, I have grouped all of the items and then also named all the items, because when you name your items, that is where you will be fast and then know where all items are being placed. Okay, all right, so last but not the least is the bar that's used to toggle back and home when using iPhone, like this bar right here. Okay, and this will be the filter that will be put in on the image so that we can see the description properly. All right, so let's get started. So first of all, so we bring these icons up here. Okay, and then you go ahead and then drop your image on top of it like this. Okay, okay, position it to your liking, and then bring these icons up here. Position it well. Okay, and now you bring your filter up here. Okay, add your bar to it. And also add your text. Okay. Make sure it's aligning with the button up there. Okay, like that. Now let's rate the item and the button. Like that. Okay, so notice the buttons right here. Okay, the first one right here, we gave it a fill color of this color right here. Okay, this is the color code for it. Okay, and then we gave it the border white, and then we increased the size to 3. That's why we got this. And then the drop shadow down here, we gave the X0, the Y3, and then the blur 6. And also we gave a color of black, and then we reduce the opacity somewhere here. Okay, so that makes it pop up a little bit. Okay, so that means that's the main items, that's the main item on the screen. Okay, so it could be this because that's the third button. All right, so when the user click on this particular button right here, then it will scroll to the middle image here. Okay, so that's what you're going to do. So let's your image start from this one, the third one. Okay, if you are using 3 images, fine. If you are using 4, it's up to you how many images or items you want to add there. So let's add the like and let's position them well. Now we are done. Okay, so let's add the prototype. I think I have to position these items well. Okay, now let's add the prototype. So this is how it's going to be. When it comes to Adobe XD prototyping, it's very easy, and what you have to do is to add your skills to it. They are going to give you the functions, the actions, the duration, the animation, and the trigger. So you are going to use all those things to manipulate it your own way. Okay, so immediately I enter the prototype site and then drag any item at all on the screen. If I do that, they will give me options here. So they are telling you that from this point A to point B, what do you want to happen between these points right here? Okay, before this image appears, okay, or before this artboard appears. What do you want to do in between them before this artboard appears? Okay, so that's where they will give you the trigger. Okay, I chose a button, okay, up here, or an icon on the screen, and I drag it. So that means, do you want to tap on it? Okay, so when I tap on it, it will transition itself, whereby the transition style will be dissolved with the ease outs and also 0.3 seconds. Okay, or do I want to drag? Okay, so when I drag on that thing, hold and drag it, then it will happen how I want it to happen by specifying the action needed. Okay, transition, and then you add the type of transition you want, and so on. The types of animation interpolation you want, ease in, ease out, and then the time duration on it. Or do I want it to be a keyboard or a gamepad, or do I want to use a voice command for that? Okay, So these are the trigger for the prototype when it comes to Adobe XD. These are the things that they will give you for you to add your own skills to it. Okay, so just make sure you know everything about the trigger, everything about the actions, and then how the interpolation works. And by the end of this video, you will understand few of it, and as time goes on, I'll be posting more videos for you. Let's get back there. Okay, now we are going to add the JavaScript for it so that we can get this awesome animation right here. Okay, so what we are going to do is to group the image, okay, together with the buttons right here. Okay, and also you can add the stars right here and then give different stars when the user click on it. Okay, you see this one is a 5-star, this one is 4-star, and the other one too is 4-star. All right, you can add the stars to it. So this is how the prototype works. Now pay attention, this is how the prototype works. Okay, before you can create any prototype, or before you can create some custom animation or custom prototype for yourself, then you need to component that's your items. Okay, for example, I have these items right here. Okay, and these items I want to make a component. Let me take one from here and show you. Okay, if I want to create custom animations to it or custom prototype to it, that means I need to group the specific ones I want. So example, I will group the 3 of them because I want to make something happen to the 3 of them. So if I group only these 2 and I component, the shortcut is Control K, or you right click and then come to where it says on group component. If there's nothing being grouped, it will show group component. Okay, but the shortcut is Control K for that. So right now this text is not inside this component, so whenever I'm going to create to be customized by me, this text right here won't work. Okay, unless the text is part of the component. Now see, the text is within the green line, so from there we can create our custom components for it. So this is just a basic brief of how the components work, because we are going to learn more from here. Okay, so now after you are done, okay, so what you do is select your image, hold shift, select the image name, select the star, select the image button and the background, this white thing. Okay, hold Control and K and then you create a component. Okay, now we have control over the image, the text, the stars, the button and the text right here, and also the background, so you can manipulate it to your liking and then you use it right away. Okay, now it's time to do the prototyping. So with your prototype selected, which is a component, okay, make sure you rename it into something like items pro. Okay, now when you come to your right side here, they say default state. The meaning of the default state is how everything is looking now. Nothing has been touched, so this is the default state. Okay, nothing has been touched, we haven't done anything to it, so this is the default state. Immediately we do something to it, or we move this image here, that means it's no more a default state. Okay, so now we are in a default state. So when you come to the right side here, we are going to create another state. Okay, so we will talk about the hover state and the toggle state. So for now, let's stick to new state. The new state means you want to change from the particular initial state, which is the default mode, into something else. So now what do we want to do? Okay, in this state, let's call it middle image. Okay, we want to, in this case, we want to see the middle image. So you double tap it twice till you select the image. Okay, or you come right here, you open your components, and then you will select the image from there. Okay, now that is the state. So when the middle state comes, we want to change the name too. Okay, so let's say let's change this name to let's say show, something like that. Let's change this one too to something like that. All right, and now let's edit the button right here. Okay, let's give it a border of 3, and then we'll change the color to white. Okay, and then we give a drop shadow so that it will pop out, and let's increase the color small like that. So with this middle one selected, we have to remove the border from this one. Okay, so we will uncheck the border and also uncheck the shadow so that it will be flat, and then the middle one will pop out. And if you want to change the text too, you can change the text, because everything here is talking about this item, this woman right here. Whatever she's wearing is whatever, or if it's food or drink or anything that you put there, you need to add the description for that item. Okay, so that is for the middle state. Okay, so when you click on the default state, you should see the changes already appearing. Okay, when you click on it, you see it takes you to the default state. When I click on the middle image, it takes me to the middle image. Okay, now let's do the same thing to the last image. So click on the plus, click on new state, and write last image. Okay, after you are done, you just select the image. Okay, and then move it to the last one. Okay, don't forget to change the name. Okay, you can give it a star. Okay, you can reduce the star or add the star. You can change the star color how you want it. And also we will select the black button right here. We give it the border of white, 3, the size to be 3, and then we will add the drop shadow, and also we will increase the color of the shadow so that it will pop out. After you select the middle one, because it's not important now, you uncheck the border and also uncheck the shadow so that it will be flat, and then this one will pop out. So now when we check our prototype, we have 3 prototype here. Okay, we have 3 prototype here. So this 3 prototype, we can say we have 3 states here. Okay, the default states, which is this one, the middle, and the last. Okay, now we have created our custom prototype. Okay, click here, and then we are in the prototype. Okay, so when we are in the prototype, see how they arrange your right hand side here. Okay, they have arranged your state here, and also the interaction of how you want your state to behave before they get to each other. Okay, now we are using this button. Okay, so this button right here is for this image, so there's no need to be adding a prototype to it, but rather we are adding a prototype to the middle one right here. Okay, so when I click on the middle one, send me to somewhere. So this time around, when the middle one is selected like that, just click on this arrow right here like that, and then immediately you click on it, they will bring the destination and the drop down here. The destination means now I've clicked on this arrow, where do I want it to go? If I don't want to drag it, then where do I want it to go? Okay, so when I click on it, they will show the artboard here. So when you see this iPhone, this thing, or when you name your artboard, because my artboard hasn't been named, they are all iPhone 12 Pro Max. You see, I haven't named them. Okay, so if I name them, they will bring this line which will show you under here, everything under here is the artboard, and everything up here is a custom component state that we created. Okay, so now they show us the middle and the last. So when I click on this middle icon here, show me the middle image. Okay, so I'll click on it. Now it has changed to this icon because it has been connected. So when we test the prototype, we should get the result that when I click on it, it should take me to the second image like that. Okay, so now it's on tap. You change the transition to auto animate, so the auto animate will slide it for you because it knows what you want it to be. Okay, so easing and out will be okay. Okay, so the auto animate know what you mean, or what you are talking about, or the kind of animation you wanted. So when you click on it, it will slide it for you like that. Okay, so make sure you change the time duration to your liking, 8 seconds, 6 seconds, to how you want it to be. Let's test it again. Let's test it again and see. So slowly remove it like that, slowly, and then move it like that. Okay, so do the same to the black button right here. Auto animate, let it be auto animate. Okay, so the destination, you set it to the last image. Okay, so when we test that one too, when I click on this one, it shows me the last image. So this is how easy you can use prototype by adding your custom prototype, whereby you don't want to move from pages to pages like that, whereby you won't be creating many pages on your screen before you achieve something like this. Okay, all right, so go ahead and then do same to the rest of the states. Okay, so you click on your components right here, you come to the middle image, and also assign all the buttons to their image. Okay, click on it, destination, the defaults. Okay, so the first one is the default image. Remember, you give it to that. The middle one is already happening, so you don't need it. You come to the first one, and then so when it comes to the last one, the destination should be the last. Okay, do the same to the last image. So when I'm on the last image and this icon is selected, when I click on this, send me to the middle image. So when I click on this one to send me to the default image. Now all these three states right here has been prototyped. So on the default state, the prototype is working. On the middle image, the prototype is here, okay? And the last two, we have its prototype. So wherever we are on that page, prototype will work endlessly for you, okay? Wherever you are on the page, the prototype will work endlessly for you. So this is how you can add your custom prototype to your app. So when you show this to your clients, he or she will be happy for this kind of animation, okay? So you can use it for your restaurant app, e-commerce and stuff. So when you get to master these techniques, then you can create anything that you can imagine of, okay? And now that we are done, let's create this intro right here, okay? All right, so that when you click on it, it's taking you to your page. So what we did was we duplicated most of the artboard, okay? So duplicate 3. Let me move this thing down. Okay, and the last one. So you'll be placing your logo on it like this, okay? And then use Ctrl+C, click on the artboard and press Ctrl+V, whereby it will calculate the initial position and the size of this icon or image onto the second artboard with the same size, same position, and same measurements. Hope you get it. All right, do the same to this one, okay? So now you have to shrink them like that, okay? And then shrink this one too. Hold shift. Like that, okay? Now let's head over to prototype and draw the string. Click on the artboard name and then draw the string, okay? Click on the artboard name and then draw the string, okay? So inside this prototype, you click on the prototype string right here, click on it, change the trigger to time, do same to the rest of them, because we don't want to tap it, we want time. That means we want it to play by itself with a given time that we will give it, okay? So let's preview the prototype and see. Okay, you see it's too fast. All right, you see it happening too fast. Okay, so take your time and then give it a duration that you want. Maybe you want it to delay in 0.2 seconds, or you want it to delay in 1 second, or you want to give a custom second like 3 seconds duration. You can get that so that it will smoothly be moving towards you. Alright, so this is how you can create this simple shop app right here. Alright, So if you want to learn more, just stay tuned. And then you learning more about Prototype is what will make you fall in love with Adobe XD. So right here is 369 Adobe XD. Stay tuned, and there's more for you to learn.